Yo guys, welcome back to Cryptoria. Today I'm going to be covering Syscoin, but before I do, I'll appreciate if you like, subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. So what is Syscoin? As you guys can see, I did pull up this article that I did find on Medium where it does explain what Syscoin is, so I will leave the link below so you can read the full article of it. So as you guys can see, Syscoin is a cryptocurrency borrowing security and trust models of Bitcoin, but with services on top which are conducive for businesses to build distributed applications through tokenization capabilities. So these services include alliances, identity, assets, tokens, offers, marketplace, escrow, multi-sig payments between aliases and marketplaces, and certificates, which are digital credentials. So ultimately, the only data that belongs on the blockchain are proofs that executions occurred, for example coin transfers, smart contract executions, etc., and information required to validate those proofs. So in addition, a two-way bridge to trustly interpret with Ethereum. This enables Ethereum users to benefit from fast, cheap and secure transactions on Syscoin, and Syscoin users to leverage the Turing complete contract capabilities and ecosystem of Ethereum, all of which exclude custodians or third parties. So that's just a bit about what Syscoin is. I will leave the article below so you guys can check out the full article. So in terms of coin market cap, as you guys can see, they're doing really well at the moment in the top 300. I will be going over the website in a bit. Current price is really doing well, up 8% over the last 24 hours, just circulate underneath that 30-cent mark. Current market cap is over 175 million, circulating volume is over that 7 million. Going over the chart very briefly, as you guys can see, it did have that massive spike to around that dollar mark back around 2018 and did unfortunately crash in that market crash all the way to the lows around that penny mark, and it did surge all the way back up around that 80-cent mark, and it did dip all the way back down to those lows around that 10-cent mark, and it is at the price where it is at the moment. In terms of where you guys can buy it, best place probably being on Binance, where you could trade it against a BUSD and BTC, but you could check out these other exchanges as well. So guys, I will be jumping over onto the website now. So guys, I've jumped over onto the Syscoin website where you guys can see future-proof payments and value transfer. Syscoin platform offers fast and low-cost tokens, assets and NFTs secured by Bitcoin censorship, resistance and hash rate. So you can go ahead and kickstart your NFT in minutes as well. In terms of blockchain stats, master nodes enabled 2,510, transaction fees is 0.00001650, and hash rate is 27.77 EH per second. So that's just a bit about Syscoin. In terms of your NFT, asset or token on Syscoin platform, we have everything you need to get up and running quickly on our scalable and low cost network. So scalability was independently tested by Whiteblock to demonstrate our transaction rate up to 60,000 TPS. Low fees. Syscoin platform is designed to keep fees low at a fraction of a penny per transaction, and compliance. Our groundbreaking compliance rule sets allow you to comply with global and regional regulations. So that's a bit about the Syscoin platform itself. In terms of discover, Syscoin platform tokens, NFTs, master nodes and our SDK. So that is a bit about the Syscoin platform. So guys, I will be jumping onto the price analysis now. So guys, yes, whatever's been waiting for, the price analysis. So in terms of long-term analysis guys, as you guys can see, it did have that massive spike back in 2018 to around that $41, where it did unfortunately went all the way back down. So I hope no one bought it there. If you did, please hold on. So as you guys can see, I have marked that two zones over here. The first one over here, where was that strong resistance formed around that 75-cent region back in 2018. So as you guys can see, that resistance was there, and it has been rejecting it this year as well. Back in June, as you guys can see, it has rejected it quite hard in fact, and it went all the way to lows around that 10-cent region. So hopefully no one picked up there. As I always say guys, make sure your resistance is completely broken and make sure your candle is above resistance for a much more safer buy. But as you guys can see, it didn't complete above, and as you guys can see, it completely dumped all the way to that 10-cent region. So I have marked out the second zone here as well, where support turned resistance over here around that 55-cent level, and has rejected that level as well. So rejected both resistance level over here. So just make sure guys you're aware of how everything works in the market. So it has rejected both the level here, and does seem to be creating that level of support, and every single month for the last 3 months has been very bullish. So hopefully it keeps up this momentum and go to the highs around the 55-cent level for now, hopefully creating a level of candle which is actually finishing above that 50-cent level for a much more safer buy towards these levels around that 75-cent level, and obviously towards those highs around that $1.41 level. So guys, even if you did pick up there towards those highs there, you're looking to return around a 7x initial rate to around those highs there. So that is my long-term analysis. In terms of short-term, as you guys can see, have jumped onto the weekly and have marked out this high that did occur back in April. So the 92-cent level is a sort of initial target in terms of short-term. So as you guys can see, it did have that spike last week, in fact, to around that 51-cent level, and as you guys can see, the week has started off bearish. So what might happen, it might go back down to create a level of support again around that 15-cent level. As you guys can see, these levels over here, these last couple of weeks have been very bullish, so just expect a bit of a retracement back down. So it might retrace back down to these lows around here, create those level of supports before going back up towards these steps initially, so around that 51-cent level, probably creating a level of support around here, making sure you're aware of this resistance around that 55-cent level here. If it does finish above here, the candle closes above here, there is a higher chance of it going towards that 92-cent level. So just be aware of this resistance back here in May that was around that 60-cent level. So that's why I did mark out here. Hopefully it finishes above, create a level of support and go towards that 92-cent level initial steps. So going over to daily, as you guys can see, I did mark out the resistance level here as well from the high around back in May around that 90-cent level, and as you guys can see, has been playing out pretty well. So touched once, twice, hopefully that third time and breaks above, create that level of support around that 40-cent level here. As you guys can see, that support turns resistance around that 43-cent level here. Hopefully it creates that level of support and pushes towards those highs around here. Or what it might do, as you guys can see here, it might completely break, create level of resistances around here and completely break below towards those 10-cent levels again. As you guys can see, the 10-cent level is pretty strong support. As you guys can see, all these daily candles here creating those multiple level of supports. So just be aware of that as well, guys. Those are two outcomes, three outcomes in fact. It might go here and completely bounce back. As I said, touching that third time, you have to see how that third time touch passes on as well. So that is how the other outcome is. Jumping into the 4-hour time frame, as you guys can see, I did mark out the resistance again around that 43-cent level, as you guys can see. So that is the initial short-term play. So as you guys can see, there is a downward channel at the moment. It did go once, twice, 3 times, 4 times initially. So what I might do, bounce back here for the 5th initial touch, go back up, break that channel completely, might just completely fly up towards that 43-cent level, mirroring these clean candles here. Or what I might do, create that level of support again around where it is at the moment, around that 27-cent level, before going up to these highs for the first short-term analysis. So guys, that is what I think in short terms and in terms of long term as well, as you guys can see here. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe and turn on bell notification for all future videos. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.